You ever wake up thinking the day ahead is going to be just another Tuesday, then by sunset your whole world's turned upside down because your son got snatched off the sidewalk by your HOA president's private goon squad? Yeah, that happened to me. I'm Marcus Dawson, software architect by trade, father by fate, and as of this week, an unwilling expert in HOA madness. If you think I'm exaggerating, let me just say this. There's nothing quite like seeing your kids zip-tied and shoved into a black SUV in your own quiet, manicured suburb, all because some clipboard-wielding neighborhood queen decided she was the law. Let me back up a sec. My life used to be pretty predictable. Code during the day, hang out with my wife Carla. She's the district attorney, so trust me, she's seen every kind of mess life can serve, and our son Ethan. Calm evenings, no drama, just the three of us, and the promise that if you do things right, things go right. I'm the level-headed one or so, I thought. But under that calm, there's always a storm just waiting for the perfect pressure drop. That day it hit landfall with a force I didn't know I had in me. It started small, like most disasters do. I'm in the garage wrestling with a lawnmower that hates me when my phone buzzes. Ethan's tracker gone offline. No big deal, I think, but my gut says different. He always leaves it on. It's our deal, his safety net. I call straight to voicemail. Then Carla's text hits. Call me. 911. My heart jumps up into my throat. I call her. She picks up, first ring voice, thin as a wire. Marcus' neighbor Joe just called. His security camera caught it. Black SUV, no plates. Two guys, they grabbed Ethan. Right there, the world tilts. The smell of grass and gasoline in the air just burns away, replaced by pure panic. You ever have that out-of-body moment where nothing around you feels real anymore? That's me standing in the garage, wrench clattering on the concrete, hearing my wife, the woman who can stare down murderers in court, almost break. She says, "Stay put. I'm 5 minutes out." But I can't. The only thing my body wants to do is run until I find my son, and God help anyone in my way. Our street, picture perfect, lined with trees and Tuscan homes, the color of expensive teeth, felt like a movie set gone wrong. Ethan was supposed to be walking home from robotics club, probably thinking about some gear ratio, not about getting shoved into a van. The HOA president, Karen Teagan, failed police academy cadet, full-time control freak, had finally gone all in on her power trip. You know, the type eyes, like a hawk binder full of bylaws, acts like the community is her own little fiefdom. I'd shrugged off her paranoia before, thought it was harmless. Turns out she'd just been warming up. The two guys who grabbed Ethan wore community enforcement vests. Karen's hired muscle, unlicensed, untrained, just mean. I'd seen them at HOA meetings lurking by the door, handing out fines and intimidation like Halloween candy. The pieces started clicking together with sickening clarity. Last week, Karen accused Ethan of bullying her son Kevin, a shy kid Ethan actually helped with coding. She threw around words like psychological terrorism. I thought she was just being melodramatic. Wrong. That was her warning shot. She meant every word. Carla arrives, sharp suit, steady hands, but I see the tremor in her fingers. She's already on with dispatch, her prosecutor's voice snapping into place, but the worry in her eyes is pure mom. They're ghosts, she tells me, burner phone's unregistered vehicle. We have to find them ourselves. I pull up the tracking app, phone's dead. Carla reminds me about the GPS chip in Ethan's watch. Sure enough, there's a blue dot moving slow, heading toward the old Northwood clubhouse. The derelict building no one's supposed to use except apparently for Karen's little power plays. We jump in the car. Neighbor Joe calls quiet, anxious. Marcus, they keep all their stuff at that old clubhouse, mowers gear, all of it. It clicks. That's Karen's black site. My son's in there. Carla's already calling in favors, her DA brain racing ahead, reaching out to Judge Morrison for an emergency warrant. She's not just my wife, right then she's a force of nature. The drive feels endless. Every stop sign, every second is agony. Carla is locked in, voice clipped and calm, getting the judge to sign off on a warrant and the sheriff's tactical team rolling out. I just stare at that old clubhouse as we pull up, dark, boarded up, a single light burning above the side door, and there's the SUV. We park down the road, hearts beating out of our chests, the world so quiet it hurts. Carla coordinates with the sheriff, feeding them property layouts, pushing video and GPS pins, making sure nobody screws this up. I'm holding my phone, tracking that little blue dot. My hands are shaking. Every noise in the night sounds like danger. The 10 minutes waiting for the team to arrive feels like a lifetime. Then twist number 1. My phone buzzes, emergency HOA board meeting, urgent matter of community security. Karen's running a Zoom call from inside the building. I join on mute, watching her monologue about subjects and protocols. Frank Henderson, timid old Frank, tries to pipe up, "Madam President, this isn't about downed trees. You can't detain a kid." Karen just glares, says Ethan is an ongoing risk. The woman's so deep in her delusions, she thinks she's Judge Dredd. Carla hands me Ethan's spare watch band, tap SOS 3 times our family code. I do it, wait, and suddenly acknowledged. I can feel it in my ribs. He's alive, thinking, holding on. I keep screen recording as Karen practically confesses on camera, building our case. The tactical team rolls up armored trucks, deputies moving like ghosts. Karen's guys come out with fake rifles, trying to play tough. The sheriff's voice, booming through a bullhorn, tells them to put the weapons down. Of course, Karen can't help herself. She screams, "Defend our property!" Her goons twitch, but they're just bullies at heart. Flashbang goes off. They hit the dirt. Deputies sweep in. In minutes, the clubhouse is breached. I hear 3 knocks, our family thunder code. That's Ethan. Radio crackles. Child located, no visible injuries. My knees almost give out. Then they bring him out, pale, shaky, but safe. We run to him. All the anger, the fear just melts away. I'm holding my boy, promising him it's over, that he's safe. Carla's crying, deputies everywhere, news crews rolling up as Karen's dragged out screaming about bylaws and authority. Her hair a mess, her voice echoing like a banshee losing her kingdom. Even Frank, still on Zoom, fires her on the spot. "You're fired, Karen." Neighbor Joe calls out, "Lady, you are the chaos." For the first time in weeks, I almost laugh. But here's the truth. Ethan's home, but the damage is done. He barely eats, flinches at every sound, spends hours just staring. Carla's building the case of her career, fraud, embezzlement, kidnapping, racketeering. The detectives tear through Karen's command center, find surveillance on all of us, notes on neighbors, misused HOA funds, dossiers on kids. Her pathological need for control documented with forensic detail. And the final twist, Kevin Teagan, the supposed victim, breaks down at school, tells the truth. Ethan never bullied him. He protected him from real bullies, helped him with homework, gave him a safe friend. Karen's whole justification, her war against my son, was built on a lie of her own making. I sit with Ethan, tell him how proud I am, how he did everything right, he was brave and kind when it counted. That's what matters. The news explodes. HOA president arrested for kidnapping teenager. Courtroom packed. Karen, stripped of her power, faces a mountain of charges. When the prosecutor lays it all out, the fake police force, the abuse, the money, the abduction, the judge denies bail. Karen loses it, screaming about rules and chaos, but nobody listens anymore. She's led away, broken a cautionary tale in an orange jumpsuit. Afterwards, the neighborhood begins to heal. The HOA implodes, resignations, audits, everything exposed. Ethan starts therapy, gets quieter, but then he asks to speak at a school assembly. "If I don't tell my story, she wins," he says. I sit in the crowd as my son stands on stage, voice trembling at first, then steady. He talks about knowing your rights, about standing up to power, about kindness, being stronger than fear. The whole room rises to its feet. He's not a victim anymore. He's a voice. So if you're out there thinking rules protect you, make sure you know who's writing them and why. My family survived because we fought back together. We didn't let fear win. And now, I want to hear your story. Drop a comment. What would you have done? Where's the line between safety and tyranny in your world? Because if there's one thing we all learned, it's this: The only thing scarier than a monster in the dark is a neighbor with too much power and nobody to stop her. And sometimes standing up calm, kind, relentless is the only thing that really brings the storm to an end.